Data scientist is the sexiest job of the 21st century. I see who they are talking about. Am I sexy? Or look, you guys look sexy? And then, but that does look, sounds good. Boost of some of the confidence. Does the Hadoop look sexy? But it does perform the functionality, right? It's very fast in just holding a lot of data. It's good. So when I look at the Forbes, it's talking about the data scientists can figure out what sounds you like in 24 hours. Maybe less than that sometimes, maybe longer than that. But that's good. When we do the cluster analysis, we do figure that out. So it's good, boosts our confidence, right? So you guys happy? And here's a cartoon. I just want to cheer up for our day. You look at the lady says, can my boyfriend come along for the conference? Or for anything? Like, the gentleman says, I'm not your boyfriend. And the lady says, you totally are. I'm currently dating a number of people. And then the lady says, but you spend twice as much as time as with me as with anyone else. I'm clearly an outlier. And the gentleman says, your math is irrefutable. The lady says, face it, I'm your statistically significant other. I guess everybody here are the statistically significant others at your company. So be confident in your suggestions, your strategies based on your data analysis are extremely valuable to the company. Years ago, when I worked at a care group, which is a Harvard affiliation, here I put the name Lisa Zoni, who founded our Center for Quality Value. She wants to tell all our coworkers a trick. All those doctors, the PhD, the researchers, she says, if you want your paper published, work with the statistician. At that moment, when I heard that, I was very happy. And then through years of consulting in the ad agency, those stuff, work with a client, I was telling our clients, if you want your strategy to be effective, work with the data scientist. And these days at our Nokia, we talk to our developers. If you want your apps to make more money, work with Nokia. We'll help you to make more money. Because we have a data scientist work at the back end, tell our merchandise what the users like, and partnership with the developers to make them to be more profit. I put the link there, but to save time, I'm not put the video there. So one of the developers said, in the past, they make $20 a day for their app. After partnership with us, they make $1,000 a day. Something good. So, to answer, once the question is Nokia life, yeah, we are facing challenges. In the past, we were #1 in the mobile phone, but with these days, people are more focused on smartphones. I saw a lot of people holding iPhones. And I personally had iPhones in the past. Now I'm using Windows phones. And you can see, apparently Android and iOS, they are taking large market share. Windows Phone still on a small, teeny tiny market share. However, you can see, for the last quarter, the 2012 fourth quarter, we are having like a 150% quarter-over-quarter growth. We are market share. We are small. However, we're growing fast. You never know, the startup how fast they can grow. Although we are still big. I talked to David just now. I said, 3 years ago when Catherine invited me for this conference for the predictive analytics, only 3 of them on the website. Now I look at their website, it's ooh, look, the events is so long. Look, they are doing phenomenal. Mark just mentioned they're being acquired. It's very successful. It's very impressive. So you never know how the market change. This is what we're doing at Nokia. All this data, product owners, the business people, they have questions. They want to know the answers, how we do that, how we do this. So as a data scientist, we'll pull the data, for example, from Hadoop, from the cloud computing, to the deep end to the Hadoop, like data mining, and we extract the data, cleanse the data, transform the data, do all kinds of aggregation, score, segment, and find the pattern, find the strategy, turn into information recommendation, and give to our business people. Here we go. Nokia is a very data-driven culture, so it's kind of keep us busy. All kinds of questions. So from that perspective, with all kinds of reports and dashboards, I was thinking, maybe we should do a more holistic, introduce predictive modeling into our daily analytics. And apparently, before I raise any proposal, I find the users telling our company what we should do. So I just noticed, starting this year, our developers experience organization have this goal for us. Basically, we want to become the preferred ecosystem connecting developers and consumers. For our developers, we want to offer the most profitable app distribution and monetization. We help them, recommend partnership with them. And for our consumers, we want to provide the most personally relevant apps experience. So it's great. Before I propose any proposal, they come out to the goals, which is we are thinking about to recommend to do. And through our daily analytics, we're also facing the business needs, what we need to do. And some merchandise will ask, can organic growth meet our goal? When can we innovate to be the leader? And how do we find good apps quickly and easily to recommend to put on our phone? Also, is the current merchandising process, select the right apps? So is the merchandising effective and efficient? How do we improve the merchandising to reach our goal? So all kinds of questions, basically, to raise our predictive analytics product to promote the developers more profitable. So we have not only the Nokia have the app catalog, but also the Windows Phone. Right now we partnership with Microsoft. We get all the Microsoft Marketplace catalog. So we know what the developers working, what kind of apps they have, what kind of rating stars, what is downloads revenue, all those kind of information. But based on the past history, in the future, the demand from the user, so we want to help the developers to reach their goal. And also, we have merchandise globally, and also we have a local merchandise. They work extremely hard, try to serve the user needs. How to help them? So basically, this is our goal, to help our merchandise to work more efficiently, effectively. And here I just give the highlights. From the app perspective, we want to take a look at the quality, the quantity, the freshness of the content, and etc. All kinds of variables. I don't want to list the 200 variables here. So basically, based on this, build a predictive modeling to help the developers to be successful. And here are the highlights for the product process planning. So typically, we want to engage with the business product owners, the merchandisers, understanding qualitatively their business needs, their pain, and understand the business side. And then we also dive into our data, from the Teradata to Hadoop to MySQL, all kinds of databases, and also the competitive information, to put them together into a more holistic view, and do the data mining, and we do the segmentation, and then we do predictive modeling and generate the list recommendation, and then we provide to the merchandisers to work with. After the merchandise to work with, we'll get the information to measure those, see whether this works or not. For some, it doesn't work out, we'll modify it. For some, works phenomena, and we'll continue with this. So this is the process, and everybody familiar with this. So that's what we're daily doing. We just do the mining, right? Go get the data, do the massage, do the cleansing, trying to find the pattern, try to get the answer. This is part of the majority of our time is doing the explanatory data analysis. And years ago, when I in the graduate school, I remember I read one of the economists mentioned, if you torture the data enough, they will confess. So these days, these days we try to be positive. If you massage the data enough, they will tell you good story. So another thing, we want to divide and conquer. Not necessarily conquer. We just want to serve better for our developers or for our users. We understand their common needs. If we use a cluster analysis, find the common characteristics. What is the best to fit them, to segment them. So so we will based on the business segment them. This way, somebody has already succeeded, somebody's almost there, somebody good, somebody is still far away, and somebody have this characteristic, the other have the other preference, this category. So we want to segment them properly, so we can easier to work with. And another methodology we want to discuss is based on all kinds of data, what kind of model we want to select. For example, here we have the developers' information. They're based on the downloads revenue. We know somebody's already succeed. Somebody else is not succeeded. We can create a dummy variable. So we all know we can create a logistic regression and use all those kind of information to be their predictors. We can throw in the model to generate the estimated probability for those developers to become successful. And also from the user perspective, when you open your phone, see the app, you want to see the app meet your needs the best. Although there are some apps, for example, I'm not a big game person. I know many of my friends and coworkers, they like games. During our merchandising, we recommend games. But I've never been a game person. I always like the tools, productivity. I guess I'm a boring person. So for me, if you recommend games, I just ignore, never click and download. But if you recommend something can improve my productivity, or some reading, something useful for me, I will click and download. So you better understand, whether it's relevant to you. For these days, look at Amazon. They through the cluster filter, you construct what the customer, what kind of customer, what kind of things they bought. Basically, this customer bought this, also bought that, and based on their history, you can analyze those. So for the users in the phone, they download this app, they also download the other app. Basically, this is something we're going to implement in our merchandising recommendation, and then we'll push those to those devices so the users can see the proper apps they like. And here I just give you examples. Our app highlight, basically Nokia put it on our Windows phone. If you have a Lumia 920, 900, 820, all those Windows phone, you will see the app highlight. Our merchandise not only merchandise through the app highlight, we also through the Microsoft Marketplace. So they have the panorama, the feature list, the featured icon. They have the stuff pics. Here last week our merchandise started to put Alexandra, our stuff. Alexandra recommended you these apps. Basically through the analysis, we'll put the apps. The first, for example, the app highlight here. The first screen is the highlights, that top apps. Right now we basically doing all this for free for our developers. But once become hot, this can be hotspot for developers to be on basically as a premium time on TV, right? And then we put the lots of collections under each collection. You click it and then go down, and then what's new, basically what with the latest apps. And also you can search. You saw your friends with iPhone, they have this app. You want to know whether we have it or not. For your phone, you want to have those top apps or you're familiar, connected with your friends. Basically, through the the list we generated for the merchandisers, the merchandise populated in our merchandising tools, and the user can see this, and then we basically connect to the developers. Basically, what the developer cook at the back end of the kitchen, our merchandiser will serve to through our restaurant here, or marketplace, Microsoft Marketplace will serve the customer the best meal they have. So we get them connected. And we do measurement. Here is, for confidentiality, I'm just erase the app name, just to show the example. Before we merchandise them, the downloads are always at a 2,000 level. Once we merchandise them at Marketplace, Panorama, we see a huge boost. Goes to 12,000. And then we merchandise again at App Highlight. You can see the halo effect is last and long. And this developer from very invisible small potato become very visible, successful, make a profitable developer. So it's just like the IE group, used to be like 2 or 3 people called in a conference. Now it's like we have, this morning I've heard is almost 400 people attended the conference. They're doing phenomenal. So this is the same thing. Nokia help the developers to be successful. The backend secret sauce is our data scientist, massage the data. So basically, this is all I'm going to cover, and we can exchange ideas during the break and have follow-up. I have my email on the cover. I think later they will send out the link for the for Dexville stuff. Have yanling.zhang@nokia.com, so we can.
You have plenty of time. So
I have plenty of time.
Right now.
So the Chinese proverb says, if you present or share a brick, your friend will present you a jade. So all on purpose here, they arrange me as the first person. I'm just present you a brick, and then you guys can going to present the jade or diamond, just like Justin Bieber saying, as long as you love me, I'm going to diamond. I'm going to be a diamond. You guys are diamond, so you guys present the diamond.
So any questions, please?
Can you clarify how the merchandising affects the development? I'm not sure I quite understood the linkage. So I understood how if you merchandise, you'll sell more, but how is that data getting fed back into what you're building?
Basically, once we generate once we, basically our predictive modeling, we give all the developers their apps a score, the probability estimate score based on the quality. If you get like a 5-star, user rating, you have 4,000 rating, and your category or your app is top quality, you freshly update the contents, and you will get a high score. And then we will put the higher score, so the merchandise will, sorting by the score, and then they will put the product ID, program ID on our internally we have the merchandise, they have the programming tool, and the Microsoft they have a tool called Ascento. So we through the App Highlight, Nokia exclusive, all kinds of tools. Basically, we'll check in all these product IDs, and then they will the users basically can see the icon of the app. This app belongs to the developer we recommended. And once the user, we have millions and millions of users. Once the user see that, if you just look 10% of them, 20, 30% of them click on the link, you basically you have the, in the past when we do the analysis, we have billions of downloads. These billions of downloads, if you're one of the developer, you get like a 10% of the billion, you get a lot, right? You become famous basically. And just like, once you put you on the prime TV, like CBS, whatever, advertising there, put your name there. So, this is our famous data scientist. Your email box probably filled with those clients ask you questions, right? So basically, we, through all kinds of channels, advertising you. But this advertising just directly goes to users' phone.
Are you predicting how the app is going to perform before it's released? Or are you talking about how you measure the performance of an app that's getting more merchandising?
We basically predict the app once they published. Based on their past history, based on all those kinds of information, but they haven't been that successful yet. We're going to predict how likelihood they're going to be successful, and then we're going to give them a push. Not just let them organically grow. We give them push, give them visibility through all kinds of channels. They will become successful quicker.
Can you evaluate the quality of the app regardless of the publisher's reputation and prestige?
Yes. We have data from marketplace, from our Nokia store for the user, user ratings. We have like an NPS measurement. The user comments. We do some text mining, and basically if for example we go to a restaurant, you see if one person says, "Oh, that restaurant is good," you probably won't trust it. If you hear 20 people say that's good, you probably still hesitate. Once you hear like 200 people say that is really good, you're going to have a try at that restaurant. We're the same thing. The app, it says if we see 100 people, that's good, not necessarily that good. But if you see 5,000, 60,000 people rated them like 4-star, 5-star, 1,000 people rate them 5-star, you got to give them a chance, right? It's already that many people said they're good. We want to let other millions of people to experience that app.
So does sorry, last follow-up question. Does that feedback impact what the developers are making?
Yes. It's basically, once the developer get a lot of visibility, high user demand. For example, originally you have 10 downloads. Your app is $1. You make like $10 each day. But if you get like 200,000, you $250,000. So it's make you rich. You tough one.
So
I'm nervous. Professor's asking me a question.
Other questions? Go ahead.
I was just curious, do you guys have a certain set of predictive models that you're always trying to optimize the same goal, or are you all the time having new applications crop up predictive model?
Currently, basically, we're using a pretty similar methodology, but we need to update update quickly. Currently, we are updating like weekly. In the past, when I at Monster, we do the prospect acquisition model, customer retention model. Those we just updated quarterly. It's fine. But here, because of the fierce competition and there are many user demand, so we need right now we are updated weekly. Keep us busy.
In addition to the data that you collect through the usage of the application, do you have other methods that you use, like focus groups or alternative ways to measure or to sort of bring more information for developers?
Yes, we do have like our product owners, they do like focus group, they do survey, those stuff. But we, for our merchandising insights, we focus heavily on the big data. For some time, focus group and survey, those stuff, in the past when I was in the strategic consulting, we use those methods. You saw there's one time about Sony, they do those focus group, right? Everybody says, what do you like the color for the box? We all like yellow. Everybody says yellow, but they leave the box at the door. When they go out, everybody pick up the black. Sometimes the psychological influence can be wrong. But however, if you have big data, if you have 200 million users there, say something that really means something, right? That's the statistical significance.
You mentioned that you do data mining from user reviews, so you're just analyzing the feedback text, right?
Yeah.
So do you do this in many languages, multinational data mining, or just English?
Like from my own perspective, I'm doing English, Chinese, but we do have people like knows Italian, knows like the Nokia is a global company. We have a lot of analysts knowing all kinds of languages, and we have those patent on those machine learning languages. So our like data analytics side we have those multi-languages.
Other questions?
Okay.
So one last thing. So in doing what you do, what's the biggest technical challenge?
We need constant learning. So I'm being SaaS user for years, like using SaaS. And then like in the past, in the consulting, whatever, the client using the SPSS, S+, whatever, we just constantly adapting to the technology. These days, you know, the sexiest is the Hadoop, so we're going to adapt to that new technology. So we need to constantly adapting new technology. And also these days, you find the users are much more demanding. Like, you know, so if we say demanding, maybe not that positive word. These days, the users are very smart. They're very, very smart. So you're going to be work hard to keep the faster pace on, to be as smart as them.
All right.
Okay, thank you.